I wanted to stay in Bangalore. But घर वाले and people around was कि if you are Ahmedabad, you don't choose Bangalore. And second thing was when I was a kid, ना smartphone था, ना internet था आ गया था, but internet was very basic. So every time I would leave a place, I had to leave those friends behind. Entrepreneurship was very new when I was in college. If my goal is to buy a house in 10 years or 5 years, I can keep putting money in real estate from a digital standpoint. As soon as you go into 5, 10, 15, 20 crores, the number of people who can afford significantly goes down. We are not here to create value for shareholders. So that's an output.
True.
We are here to solve a problem.
Hello and welcome back to the latest episode of GIBS IRE Talks Podcast, powered by GIBS Business School Bangalore, a place where innovation meets inspiration. I'm Professor Sandeep Bensali, your host for today's IRE Talk Podcast. Today, we have a seasoned entrepreneur and a marketing leader, currently the co-founder of Investory, a Fintech company that simplifies fractional real estate investment with a strong background in marketing, growth strategy, and operational leadership. He has played a pivotal role in scaling the business and driving innovation. His expertise includes leadership roles at Ola, where he managed international expansions, supply chain operation, and enterprise software implementation. He is passionate about technology and he drives a technology-driven business transformation. Let me welcome Mr. Manisheel Gautam. All right, so thank you so much, Manisheel ji, for joining us. It's an honor to have you today with us. So we have been following since quite a long time and really very happy to have you today in JAGs. To start with my first question, sir, how was your background been? What education you have been?
I have to take a step back to my upbringing. Unlike normal people, I have had a fauji upbringing. It's called, so all fauji kids are called brats, which the full form is born, raised, and transferred. So I have spent my life every 2 years moving to a different city. From that upbringing is you have to make do. You have to adjust. You have to make do. You have to prove yourself every 2-3 years. You have to make new friends. You have to get to a new school. You have to again start from scratch, and that has stayed with me. And from there went to undergrad, which was IIT, and एक ही चीज था कि I wanted to get out of normal ecosystem कि कुछ अच्छा करना है. कुछ अच्छा करने के लिए, एंड आई केम टू नो अबाउट IIT वेरी लेट, विच इज आफ्टर 10th के बाद किसी ने बोला ये टेस्ट दे दो, मतलब हाँ दे देते हैं, ठीक है. उसमें टेस्ट में हो गया, बोला जेई की कोचिंग, मतलब जेई क्या होता है, एंड देन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम IIT होता है एंड IIT में ये होता है. तो देन इट वाज कि हाँ ठीक है, आई वुड वांट टू कम हियर, आई वुड वांट, एंड देन उस समय वो चेतन भगत 5 पॉइंट समवन हैड कम अराउंड, तो वो IIT इज अ कूल प्लेस. तो जेई दिया, जेई हो गया, वेंट टू IIT बॉम्बे. 5 साल का कॉलेज था. More than academic, it was a learning curve. You spend time with almost 4,000-5,000 top minds in the country. You learn from them. They learn from you, but you learn from most of them. How do you approach problems? How do you solve problems? वहाँ से placement का time आया. I was not a 9-pointer. ये McKinsey, BCG आके ये मेरे को चाहिए. तो Ola came in. छोटी कंपनी थी उस समय, but I knew what they were doing. मेरे friend वहाँ पे place हुए थे. भावेश ने हायर किया. वहां से देन एवरीथिंग चेंज्ड. दैट वाज माय एंट्री इनटू द स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम एंड आई हैव नेवर लुक्ड बैक फ्रॉम देयर. बीच में 2 साल वेंट टू डू माय MBA. वो भी कैट, किसी ने बोला, घर वाले बहुत प्रेशराइज कर रहे थे कि MBA कर लो या IAS कर लो. मतलब देखो IAS मुझसे नहीं होगा, इतनी पढ़ाई मैं नहीं कर सकता. आई गिव कैट. तो आई गिव कैट. वहां से कैट हो गया. तो घर वाले बोलते अब देख चले जा, तो आई सेड ठीक है, गुड, आई विल. सो आई हैड ABC के ऑप्शंस. तो आई वांटेड टू स्टे इन बैंगलोर, but घर वाले एंड पीपल अराउंड वाज कि इफ यू आर अहमदाबाद यू डोंट चूज बैंगलोर. तो वेंट टू अहमदाबाद. देन ओला केम कॉलिंग अगेन कि वापस आओगे. आई लाइक ठीक है, आ जाएंगे. एंड देन फ्रॉम ओला टू MBA टू ओला, and then I left Ola in 2021 to start my own venture. So that has been my in a small summary, the journey over the last 20 years.
That's amazing. So you basically hail from Bihar. Right?
Yes.
So you have traveled across various cities since your father was in army. So now, what do you think most of this generation, Gen Z, what we call, they're not comfortable moving to different places. They're not comfortable moving to different environments. So what message would you like to share here? What is your experience when you say moving to different places? As you said, you met new friends every 2 to 3 years. Right. So what is the fun in it, or is it too much of discipline, too much of new things? How do you take that?
So I'll take it in two parts. One, it is, I would say, generation agnostic. Even if you look at millennials, if you आप उनको बोलोगे कि you change your place, you change your setting, they will feel uncomfortable. It's not just a Gen Z thing. Gen Z अभी थोड़ा prominence में ज़्यादा है, तो whatever they do is scrutinized more. My and second thing was, when I was a kid, ना smartphone था, ना internet था आ गया था, but internet was very basic. So every time I would leave a place, I had to leave those friends behind. I've still now connected with some of them through various mediums, but नहीं था अभी के लिए. If someone is looking to move, they have the option to keep in touch with their friends. But the message I want to give to Gen Z or anyone is एक ही चीज है, it is what it is. As you grow older, life gets worse because responsibilities बढ़ती हैं, experience बढ़ती हैं. So if you are not looking to adjust, you will be left behind. India is a big country. Everyone is looking to hustle. And majority people are looking to hustle. अगर आप adjust नहीं करोगे, कोई और adjust करके आपकी जगह पे आ जाएगा. So irrespective of the generation, it is, you have to deal with it. It is what it is. Move forward, adjust, and get ahead, or you will be left behind.
Super, super. So, sir, just want to understand, since you were from a technical background, like you did your engineering from IIT, and then since you mentioned that your family had peer pressure and say that you have to move to management. So, when you moved to, did you see that curve when you joined Ola before and after? Did you see any change there when moving from post completion of IIT? You moved to Ola, you had a different, I'm sure you were in a leadership roles even earlier also, and now post completion of your management, what difference did you see in that?
Okay. फर्स्ट घर वालों को मैनेजमेंट इंजीनियरिंग ये सब कुछ नहीं समझता था. दे आर प्योर फौजीज. डैड वाज इन द इन्फेंट्री, तो उनका काम ही था कि जाके लाइक डील विद हाउ फौजीज वुड डील. सो दे वुड टेक इंजीनियरिंग कर लिया, आप अगली डिग्री कर लो. दे केम फ्रॉम दैट स्टैंड पॉइंट. इट वाज नेवर दैट यू नीड टू मूव इनटू मैनेजमेंट. नाउ द डिफरेंस आई फेल्ट बिटवीन द टू, from a role point of view, nothing much. My entry into Ola, I had like large roles. 50 शहर की marketing was under me. At some point, I was setting up different functions within marketing. So role-wise, did not see a big jump. Not big jump, big change. But from perception-wise, people perceive you differently. That's the like bare minimum change I saw. That as soon as you say you are MBA, people think, oh, isko pata tha hoga. which is just a starting point. Like degrees can only get you in. MBA, having an MBA basically got people to trust me more. But every time you have to prove your mettle. Every time you are given something, you have to get it done. The second change is when you are in undergrad, everyone is greenhorn. सब कोई सीखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. MBA people come with experience. You, more than the college, you learn from people around you. How do you solve problems? How do you approach a managerial problem? How do you approach a business problem? So when you are actually coming after MBA into a org, you have a little more perspective, or I would say academic perspective, to fit into what is happening in real life. These are the two changes which I saw. Otherwise, पहले भी उतना ही काम था, बाद में भी उतना ही काम था.
Okay, so what made you to move into the entrepreneurial mindset? वो कहाँ से ignite हुआ? From where did you start that? Yeah, let's do something of your own.
So this was pure Ola. Ola से पहले in undergrad I would not have thought. Entrepreneurship was very new when I was in college. Just start हुआ था. First set of startups had started to come up. Flipkart आ गया था, Ola आ गया था. But next set आने शुरू हुए थे, तो हमें भी था कि हाँ, this is something new. We don't know, but intriguing. But what Ola did to us, or specifically to me, we were doing startups within startups. In my stint after MBA, the first thing was to set up a new country. कि आप ही जाओ, go to a new country, figure out how to launch a business from scratch. So Australia launched, then we were launching Netherlands. So from zero, from doing research to setting up the team was you. So we were always enabled to set up startups within a startup. So that is where you start picking up. Okay, I know I can do this from scratch. Now I'm doing it with some help from the company. I can take a punt at doing it myself.
So what challenges majorly you face there during setting up of all these things? I'm sure there are a lot of issues, a lot of like I would say the institutional challenges, like from governmental challenges, since it's a new places everywhere. So what were your major challenges you faced, and how did you overcome them?
So two major challenges. One is when you are in a big org and working like a startup within a startup. आपके पास सारी resources है. There are people working for those problems. You are only responsible for what you need to do. As soon as you start your own company, everything is yours. You are responsible for the business. You are responsible for the people. You are responsible for scaling it. You are responsible for the investment you get in. And admin challenges पे तो मैं जाना ही नहीं चाहता. From company setup to compliances, PF, EPF, shop and establishment, इतने compliances पता ही नहीं थे कि वो, so they take a lot of time. Basically, I mean that all the problems apart from regular business scaling up and setting up and raising funds, there are other administrative challenges which take a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Nice. So what would you say that one kick which you felt like getting into an I would say Ola to your new venture what you've come. So what is that? We would love to understand why did you move to this specific segment?
So we were trying to explore कि क्या कर सकते हैं. मतलब वो stage पे थे जब when I had left my job, मेरे co-founder is a very close friend. So we were exploring 3-4 ideas हम लोग explore कर रहे थे कि क्या कर सकते हैं, कहाँ पे there is a big potential. We knew people in this segment and financial services थोड़ा सा intrigued me after pandemic. उससे पहले I was not into investments in financial side, but after that, oh, this is interesting. This is a big pain point to be solved. So hence we took the plunge ki we think this is a problem to be solved. We think we can create value. So we started to do it here.
Can you brief a little bit more about your company? What does it do?
So
Generally it does.
So the company I started, we were sort in a very layman term trying to create like a Zerodha for new age investment, which was your invoices counting, asset leasing, fractional real estate, bonds. All of these were sort of fragmented. We thought there was a significant value to be created to create a layer where people can come in, see everything in one go, understand, get like be handheld in the journey from understanding evaluation to investment. And we started to see traction. We started to grow. We had also raised funds. Unfortunately, last year we had to not completely shut down, but we merged our company with another company. Now we are with a company called Alt DRX in the same field, which is financial services. And the reason to join them was the promoters were top notch. And that is something which we lacked as young founders, that we knew that how to solve problems fast. But that wisdom of experience comes in with when you have done it. So we thought, okay, this was a good match, that we come with that scale and pace. They come with that experience. Between the two of us, we could be able to make something big.
Okay, so what does this Alt DRX stand for?
Alternative Digital Real Estate Exchange.
Super. So when you say alternative digital real estate exchange, who can be a part of this? For example, there are a lot of youngsters these days. Everybody wants to get into the stock market or probably the equities and things like that. A lot of them do not know what these things are all about. Or recently, we have here and there we hear about REITs, right? So how would you put across to our audience and say, okay, this is also one of the options where you can think about it, not only in terms of equity. Probably you can have one more bucket of something like this in you also.
Yeah, so if you see portfolios of wealthy investors, it's always a mix, and it ranges. But if you see average, people would spend 50% of their wealth in equity and mutual fund, the remaining 50 in gold, real estate, थोड़े से risky investments, all of that in the remaining 40 to 50%. For a Gen Z and an early millennial, जिसके पास करोड़ रुपए नहीं है, and market is not in the most conducive time so it becomes a difficult place for now people like us, I would say me, early millennials. कि how do you go about it? How do you invest? And in a worldwide scenario which is changing so fast, आपके plastic money और जो notional value है can change any day. Investment should have hard assets. No, that is where Alt DRX came into the picture, where we think वो middle India के लिए problem solve कर रहा है. What Alt DRX enables is कि instead of spending a crore on a property in Bangalore, आप 1 square feet ले लो. That's the minimum you can invest in.
That's only just square feet.
Starts with 1 square feet. 1 square feet. कि आप you can pick up, like it works like digital gold. Okay, gold है, digital gold है. Digital gold gives you right to the economic value of gold under it. Similarly, with this is digital real estate. It gives you right to the underlying real estate where you can start with 1 square feet. तो अगर इंसान का 6-7 हज़ार रुपए भी है, they can say okay, I can pick up 1 square feet and start building that physical wealth for myself. Okay, I will keep doing equity, I'll keep doing mutual fund. Real estate was not in reach, but now it is. So this is for that Gen Z and millennials to start building real estate wealth, which from an investment standpoint, underlying real estate here, the way real estate will perform, the wealth will grow accordingly.
So in any case, do we get any kind of deliveries here?
No, so it's a pure investment product. Okay. आप ये नहीं बोल पाओगे कि वो बिल्डिंग का 1 square feet मेरा है.
I mean, in terms of, for example, he grows about 50% in certain project.
अब बेच दो ना, मतलब you can, हाँ, मतलब in the sense कि if my goal is to buy a house in 10 years or 5 years, I can keep putting money in real estate from a digital standpoint. When that value gets to a point where I can buy home, I can just liquidate, sell my digital side and put it in physical side. That's always available to you.
Okay. So if I focus, say about 10 years from now, so what is on an average return can probably investor expect? Considering the other equity markets or the other markets.
आप अगर 10 साल का व्यू देखोगे तो everyone gives very similar returns. Everything, your IRR will range between 11 to 13%. आप म्यूचुअल फंड देख लो. Equity I'm not getting into because equity is ऊपर भी नीचे भी कहीं भी it's a risky bet. But mutual fund, real estate will give you a 11 to 13% IRR. If you take better bets on real estate, it can give you higher. If you take riskier bets on mutual fund, it will give you higher. But in terms of returns, they're very consistent.
So on average, say 8 to 10%, 12%.
11 to 13 is what we say. 11 to 13, 10 साल के विंडो में.
10 साल के.
हाँ, जब पर अगर जैसे आपने बैंगलोर में 3 साल पहले डाला होता, it would have grown by 50%. Because Bangalore grew faster. Now, if you can identify the places, you can get a higher return.
So currently, now the properties we have on Alt DRX, so are they Bangalore based or we have in multiple locations?
So what we do is we don't do single properties. Okay, we will not say कि मैं GIBS को fractionalize करके let people take 1 square feet. Instead, I would say you can invest in land in Bangalore. So we create portfolio of real estate. एक portfolio के अंदर 25-30 land parcels, and you can basically pick up 1 square feet of the complete portfolio. So आपका risk diversified है across the city. जैसे city grow करेगा वैसे आपकी overall value will grow. So we do indexes. So Bangalore land index, Bangalore housing index, Hyderabad land index, Kerala holiday home index. So you can pick up instead of single property, single place, which increases the risk. अगर वो area नहीं बढ़ा तो क्या करूँगा? So this is where we.
So indexing needs to be done by the investor or by the company.
And we do it from our side. Okay. Let's say when we are creating a Bangalore land index, we'll pick up lands in North Bangalore, East Bangalore, West Bangalore, South Bangalore, जो भी high growth potential होंगे. So you basically get the growth of the city mirror. If it's diversified. जैसे Kerala, when we do Kerala holiday home index, we will do holiday homes in Munnar, in Kochi, in Wayanad. तो जैसे जैसे जो एरियाज ग्रो करते जाएंगे आपकी वैल्यूज बढ़ती जाएगी. सो यू गेट अ कंप्लीट बेनिफिट ऑफ द स्टेट इंस्टेड ऑफ वन लोकेशन वन एसेट.
Very good. So that at least diversifies and
first level
the risk.
Yeah. मतलब आपको ऐसे 1-2 साल में 50% नहीं मिलेगा, but your risk will be diversified. Your returns would be fairly consistent.
Okay. So when you speak about that, real estate जब हम बात करते हैं, when we speak about real estate, a lot of times it happens that buying is easy, selling becomes a challenge, right? So it's a pain point.
It's a very big pain point. अब मतलब just to give you context कि अगर 20 लाख की चीज है तो 20 लाख की चीज खरीदने वाले लोग हैं. 1 करोड़ की चीजें खरीदने वाले लोग हैं, but कम है. As soon as you go into 5, 10, 15, 20 crores, the number of people who can afford significantly goes down. 50 crore के ऊपर तो then you only have institutions who can buy it, or very very high HNIs, which is where that it is getting into it is easy, getting out is difficult, getting out at the value you want is difficult. That is where we come into the picture कि ठीक है मेरा 1 square feet है, it's a digital entity or a digital unit. I can sell it 1 square feet to the next person who is coming to buy it.
Okay.
So it's easier to just liquidate my position. Okay.
So liquidity, when we compare the liquidity, what do you term it as? Is it moderate? It is easy to liquidate, or it is?
If your normal real estate would be hard, we would be somewhere between moderate to easy.
Okay.
Starting to go towards easy as we scale. क्योंकि जितने लोग आएंगे, there are more buyers, there are more sellers, so people can trade.
So who's the body authorizing all this six under? Is it under SEBI?
Over time, it will come under SEBI.
Okay.
Right now, so we use blockchain, we use tokenization to do it.
Okay.
So first set is the GIBS City IFSCA is bringing norms. We follow those norms. We also follow SM REIT के norms on what are the compliances. escrow होना चाहिए, आपका cash flow पैसा कहाँ जा रहा है वहाँ ही जाना चाहिए, SEBI registered trustee होना चाहिए, investor के rights होने चाहिए. All of that is taken care of. So we follow the norms. We follow all the taxation norms. It's always industry comes first, regulator comes in next. That same happened with fractional real estate, where it grew for 5 years, then regulator came into the picture and said, okay, this is how you will do it. So we are.
So any lock-in time, is there any kind of?
आप आओगे कल बेच सकते हो. We will not advise कि आप एक दिन में बेच दो. Real estate is something which you should hold for some time, ताकि आपको both rental and growth benefit मिले. But you can sell.
Okay, so when we say, as you mentioned about tax, and everybody is talking about tax these days, so क्या implications है on tax? Is there something called as LTCG and long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains? ये क्या है?
So your rental returns are taxed at your tax slab.
Okay.
Your growth right now, because it's a digital asset, is taxed as a digital asset, which is on actual tax on digital asset is 30%.
Okay.
But over the next first set of consultation paper has come in on defining a real world asset and basically saying that there are real assets, then there is crypto. So as soon as that real asset definition becomes more formalized, it will start becoming closer to the LTCG and STCG. Okay. So that transition has begun. Right now it's pure VDA because our government has not created provision for real world asset, which is now coming into the picture. So maybe in a year or two, we will start moving closer to your equities and securities.
Nice. So, in case, as we see a lot of students or a lot of young generation these days investing, so how do you recommend what should be the percentage to invest in this particular set of bucket?
Our recommendation, and coming from my experience in the previous company, alternative new age asset should be max 20 to 25% of your portfolio. Like if you have 100 rupees, you can experiment with 20-25. You can give some to digital real estate, you can give some to gold, you can give some to invoice discounting. But that's the cap, and this is what HNIs follow. Okay. This is the place where you should experiment. We will also recommend this to the new people who are starting to invest, that always have safety.
True.
And also have diversification in your portfolio. Okay, if one asset class is not performing, everything else is taking.
All right. So your office is currently based in Bangalore, right?
Yes, we are based out of Indiranagar.
Indiranagar, that's nice. So how many what is the team size currently you have?
So company size is 50 as of now.
Nice.
We are pre-Series A funded, just opening our Series A in some time.
Oh, that's nice. So what future plans for going forward 5 years down the line from here?
No, आप कोई भी कंपनी वाले से पूछोगे तो they will say IPO.
True.
No, see, we're not here to create value for shareholders. That's an output.
True.
We are here to solve a problem. To give you context, if you're looking at 1 crore to invest in real estate, hardly 1.5% in the population in this country can afford to do so without taking leverage. 1.5% भी ज़्यादा बोल रहा हूँ. As soon as you bring it down to a square feet, where you need only 5,000 to 7,000 rupees, it goes up to 15% of the population.
Nice.
1.5% is of 150 crores is 2 crore low versus almost 25 to 30 crore low. So these many people will have access. That is what we want to create. If sitting here, I wanted to get a piece of Ayodhya, I can. If I wanted to get a piece of my hometown or where I was born, I can. which ideally would not have been possible.
True. So when we see this industry, so what were your major challenges coming to this specific industry, or what are you facing?
The two challenges: regulators are slow and fairly so. They have too much on their plate. So evolving how they want this business to grow, we also have to wait and watch. Every time a new set of instructions come in, we comply, but they come in slower, and then we have to evolve. Second is building trust. At the end of the day, we are a physical asset-backed investment. Every penny which comes in from an investment standpoint from an investor goes into a physical asset. So your money is not with us. Your money is in a hard asset. Making people understand, and then making them trust, and then asking them कि आप अपना पैसा हमें दे दो is the major challenge.
Major challenge. So when we say this, as you spoke about rental income and the incremental, have you ever come across something like कि आपने you have bought a property, for instance, or you have invested in certain property, and unfortunately that property is not rented out for a quite long time?
Not specifically with me.
As an industry, I'm talking about.
Yeah, we've seen that. Specifically, we've seen that for commercial, because rental housing for residential it's easier. अब घर तो सबको चाहिए.
True.
एक महीने नहीं है, 2 महीने में कोई ना कोई you will find a renter at some value and you can get it. Commercial, we have seen there have been times कि 6 महीने नहीं आता, 1 साल भी नहीं आता. You still own the property, but you will not get rental for that year.
Okay.
And we have seen such situations.
So when you spoke about commercial, I think REITs is also into commercial thing. So how do you differentiate REITs and our product?
See, REITs, and so from a fundamental standpoint, we are a purely residential product.
Okay.
We, as a industry, it's not that we don't believe in commercial. We believe that retail audience, for retail audience, residential is a far better product to get into. Commercial is a far more complex product. For people who have a little more money, it makes sense. From a differentiation standpoint, if I say REITs is also like a mutual fund where money is pulled in, they buy real estate, there is an asset manager who runs the asset, and you are given either the value creation in terms of NAV going up or rental coming in. Our product is also similar, but here we are doing residential, we have brought it down to 1 square feet. The pure fundamental difference is it's on REIT side, you only have 4 REITs actually, which is Brookfield, Embassy, and the 2 more. And it's limited. If you see the scale of industry, real estate investment deployment in a year, it's about $100 billion. Jisme buy sell ho raha hai. Of that, commercial is only 20 billion.
Okay.
Residential is 4 times the size of commercial. And commercial में भी Blackstone जैसे लोग सारे grade A assets ले लेते हैं because they have the power to do so. So it's exposure to a grade B asset or a bad asset is higher in terms of when you are investing in commercial. REITs have good assets, so we would say yeah, ठीक है, no one is stopping from investing in REITs. If you want to get exposure to commercial, you invest in REITs. If you want to get exposure to residential, you come to us.
So when we speak about, say, rental yield,
yes.
So how frequently that has been passed to the investors?
So if you're looking at, and let's say from a REIT point standpoint, I think so it's paid out quarterly.
Okay.
For us, if it is a rental housing product, you get paid monthly. If it is a holiday home, you get paid quarterly. If it is a land, your value increases until you will only realize the returns when you exit.
The incremental value of the land. Yeah. That's good. Okay, great. So moving ahead, what message would you love to give it to our audience who's looking forward for investing or start their investing journey? So how would you suggest, is it the right time to invest, or as a lot of students, lot of investors, the young investors we see, abhi to paisa nahi hai, the pocket money is very short. There are a lot of reasons for it. So what message would you love to give there?
Yeah. So the first thing which I regret is not starting early. There is no time as the right time to invest. Every time is the right time to invest. Depending on the situation, you can choose, okay, my equities market is down, I will put money in mutual fund. I'll put money in real estate. If marketing is going up, put money in equity. But if you are looking to grow wealth over a period of time, don't hold yourself back. If you have 100 rupees and you are spending 70, spend 60. Put that extra 10 in some investment. you will thank yourself 5 years down the line. Okay, oh, I had this much money.
True.
I should have, or you will regret if you don't do so.
Okay, great. So one last question I would love to ask you, that when you have been a part of a corporate culture, a corporate lifestyle, and you've also been now been in the entrepreneurship. Now all this since GIBS deals with most of the management education, BBA as well as PGDM, which more deals with, I would say, we are part of IRE discussion now, which exclusively talks on innovation, research, and entrepreneurship. So what do you think? How important these three things are: innovation, research, and entrepreneurship for any of the student or even an entrepreneur?
Okay, so breaking it down into innovation, research, and entrepreneurship, three very different things, and also three very connected things. See, on if you are, so I'd say, to create wealth in this country, and if you don't have generational wealth, entrepreneurship is the only way. Yeah, and that's something, if you see data, and if you go and search for it, this will be validated that you can't create disproportionate wealth unless you are an entrepreneur. And also, if you have the knack that I want to solve a problem, I want to fix a problem I think is big, people should go for entrepreneurship. My suggestion, I took the longer route. I did my corporate life. I understood how things work. I understood what has to happen when. And then when I felt, okay, good time to take a leap, I took that. But no one is stopping you from taking a leap at the start, or no one is stopping you from taking a leap at 40 years of age. It's mindset. It's a difficult place because you are the only one who is going to solve that problem.
True.
But if you want to create a difference, if you want to create wealth, if you want to solve problem, entrepreneurship is the place to be.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Manisheel. It was really a wonderful discussion what we had. And I'm sure all our audience would agree that they have learned a lot of new things about the financial market altogether, I would say. Thank you so much once again for making it for GIBS. And we would look forward seeing you again with our students as well.
I will be happy to come back and talk to them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure talking to you. And that's the spirit of entrepreneurship. Today, we had an amazing discussion with Mr. Manisheel Gautam, who taught us a lot of things about how fractional real estate works, how does the financial industry works, and a lot of new things which we learned about this. Right? So now, moving ahead, thank you so much once again. A heartfelt gratitude to all the audience who have been part of this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel at GIBS Business School, Bangalore. Follow GIBS IRE Talks and GIBS Business School on all social media platforms for the latest updates and insights. I'm looking forward to see you soon again with many more such wonderful and insightful people who would teach us a lot of new things where innovation meets inspiration. Thank you.